Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to break free from anxiety for good. Now I know this is a big promise, but I stand by it, and if you stay to the end of this video you will understand anxiety and see it in a completely new way, in a way that allows you to experience freedom, to not be held back or trapped by anxiety, but actually to change your relationship with it entirely so that you can be free to live your life. If you've not seen me before, my name is John Prince. I'm also known as the Perception Coach online. I'm author of the book Start Before You're Ready, and I help my clients to transform from fear into freedom by shifting their perspective. So with anxiety, the very thing that keeps anxiety in your life and causes you to be restricted by it is when you say, "That makes me feel anxious." That very phrase, "that makes me feel anxious," is what keeps anxiety in place, because it means that the thing outside of you is causing your anxiety and the thing outside of you is controlling you, when it's not the truth. The truth is that your thoughts about the situation around you or about something outside of you are what create the anxiety. But when you say, "That makes me feel anxious," they make me feel anxious, you're giving your power away. And I'm going to show you how to take it back. So imagine someone who is anxious about getting on a plane, and they say, "Flying makes me feel anxious. Getting on a plane makes me feel anxious. Traveling makes me feel anxious." They're assigning the plane their anxiety, when the truth is there is something that they are thinking about getting on the plane, a projection into the future, a thought, an idea in their imagination that causes them to experience those uncomfortable feelings. And this shift is what helps you to break free from anxiety. But it's continuing to think that something outside of you is causing your anxiety that keeps it in place. So here's the shift to make that will help you break free from anxiety. Instead of saying, "Flying makes me feel anxious," you say, "I feel anxiety about flying because I think," and then fill in the gap. So it might be because I think the plane is going to crash, because I think the pilot's not going to do his job properly, because I think it's going to be scary. Now you can see it's something that you're thinking or doing yourself that's causing the anxiety, because if you're doing it and you're creating it, you can also uncreate it and let it go. Simply having this awareness, when you really truly see this for yourself through your own eyes, the anxiety starts to lose grip, because it's the illusion that the plane or the pilot or something outside of you creates the anxiety that keeps it firmly in place. And just starting to see that loosens its grip. And the beautiful thing is you can apply this to everything, to other people, to situations. When you shift it from "they make me feel anxious" to "I'm feeling anxiety around this because I'm thinking," and then write down what you're thinking. Look at what you're thinking. Get really clear on that and see that as the cause. Now what you do is you take your power from being outside of you to being inside of you. You see, if you're causing it or creating it, you can also uncreate it or choose to let it go. You can choose new thinking, but the power really comes in starting to see this. You start to live from a completely different space. Rather than being controlled by the outside, you take control from the inside. Because one of the things about anxiety is feeling out of control. When we try to control what we cannot control, we feel more out of control, and that's when we feel anxious, we feel afraid, we feel worried, and it ramps up. But when you control what you can control, you are taking action, you've got agency, you've got power, and you can do something about it. And so using your awareness to shift your thinking and the power of language, you can shift your relationship with anxiety and ultimately start to dissolve the anxiety itself. So here is a 3-step process you can use to put this into practice and start to breathe free and live free from anxiety. Step number 1 is shift your language, the way you say, "That makes me feel anxious." Catch every time you do that and shift it into, "I'm experiencing some anxiety because I'm thinking," and then look at what the thought is that creates the anxiety. Step number 2 is shift your thinking. if someone is feeling anxious about getting on a plane because they think the pilot won't do their job or they think the plane is going to crash, experiment with some new thinking. What about if you think that the plane is going to be absolutely fine? What if you think that you can trust the pilot to do their job? What if you think that you're going to enjoy it? In the beginning, it might seem impossible because you've thought the same way for so long that it's become the only option. But as you start to move it around, the thoughts start to loosen their grip and new thinking comes in place. The third step is apply this over and over again and practice it, and then act from the new thought. Live from the new space. And what you'll find is you now are in control. You're in the driver's seat by letting go of everything outside of you in the outside world. So you let go of what you can't control and you take control of what you can control. Because one of your greatest freedoms in life is choosing what you think. You have the freedom to think whatever you want about anything. You might not control all the thoughts that pop in your head, but if you know that you can change the direction of them, that gives you real power, and it also gives you real freedom from anxiety. So does this mean you're never going to feel anxious ever again? No, but does it mean you can always shift it when you become aware that you are? Absolutely. And that for you is going to give you a real sense of freedom and a real sense of enjoyment and excitement in your life. Because ultimately, anxiety is when we are fearful and we are wanting to control the future and we're resisting it and trying to put it off. And excitement is when we're looking forward to it, when we're curious, and when we are engaged and going with life. So you get to make the choice. And that choice arises when you let go of saying, that makes me feel anxious. And you start saying, I'm feeling anxious about that because this is what I'm thinking. And start to live with that new freedom. If you found this useful, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and drop me a comment below and let me know. I'd also love to hear what you want to see more videos on in the future, and appreciate you being here. I'll see you soon, and as always, big love.